Hello, folks, and welcome to this hurricane short summary. We are going to be looking over, in my opinion, one of the most significant and the most powerful, in terms of wind speed, hurricane in the Atlantic, 1980s Hurricane Allen. As always, we start with our landfall and development. This this Allen would first start off as a tropical depression that was officially recognized on the 1st of August. And just by the 3rd of August, this thing is already a hurricane, trekking a fair bit of distance, mind you, going from dead in the center of the Atlantic all the way to much closer to the Windward Islands and Lesser Antilles. Just by the 5th of August, Allen is now a Category 5 hurricane that managed to just barely miss both Hispaniola and Jamaica. Now, due to the mountains that Jamaica possesses, Allen would thankfully weaken to Category 4. This would not last long, as Allen would come back better than ever, peaking around the 7th of August. This is Allen seen here in the bottom right middle at its peak on August 7th. This peak was 190 miles per hour at a minimum pressure of 899 millibars. Allen would weaken for a second time, not only due to an eye wall replacement, but also due to land friction from the Yucatan Peninsula, reaching Category 5 for a third and final time, and then thankfully weakening significantly before making landfall on August 10th on South Padre Island at wind speeds of 115 miles per hour at a pressure of 945 millibars. On August 11th, Allen is deemed extra tropical, and this is also where the life of Allen, in my opinion, pretty abruptly ends, as usually the remnants are tracked, but I guess Allen did not have any remnants to speak of, even though there usually is, but shh. Allen is ultimately responsible for 269 deaths and 1.57 billion US dollars in damage. The impacts of Allen are probably not exactly what you would expect, especially from a Category 5, with 500 homes being damaged or destroyed, that's in total. In Barbados, 20-foot waves would batter Martinique. Martinique. I'm probably saying that wrong. I'm so sorry. There would also be some pretty extensive damage in Haiti and St. Lucia. Mexico experienced rainfalls in the Yucatan Peninsula of around 7 or more than 7 inches. And the landfall in Texas would see pretty limited damage. This is because Allen was weakening extremely quickly, and also because overall in the southern parts, and it just I guess the reverse panhandle of Texas. So the southern part of Texas is pretty uninhabited, except for say like Austin and Galveston. Those are and Corpus Christi. Those are really your only three really big cities there. I'm sorry, Texas, but it's true. And due to this, the damage was very small. South Padre Island isn't inhabited practically at all. Um, and there would be some pretty severe damage on South Padre Island, but still damage was limited overall. However, a tornado would be spawned from Allen near Austin, Texas. This tornado would cause over $100 million in damage. This makes this tornado here, which I believe was an F2 or an F3, I think, the costliest hurricane spawned tornado in recorded history, which is absolutely insane. To end off on a good note, though, Allen would end the significant heat wave and drought in Texas. Temperatures would go from a blistering 100 degrees Fahrenheit to a much less blistering and totally super chilling 85 around degrees Fahrenheit. And also dropped plenty of rain, albeit some of that was pretty damn flooding rain, though, in Texas. Allen was, at the time, the earliest Category 5 in the entirety of the Atlantic basin in recorded history. This would be beaten by Emily of 2005, of course. Allen would also be the most powerful the most powerful hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico at the time until 2005, yet again, this time by Hurricane Rita. However, in the Gulf of Mexico, Allen's pressure still stands at 909 millibars. Allen is one of the very few, in fact, one of only 3 others to reach Category 5 3 separate times. The 3 separate times due to reasons I explained in development. The other 2 are Ivan and Isabel, of which I have already covered Ivan. Also, Allen spent close to 3 whole days combined as a Category 5. Some other hurricanes that have been Category 5 have come very close. Emily certainly didn't, I'll tell you that much. However, was it Irma? Irma of 2017 has spent more than 3 days as a Category 5. I believe that was in succession. At once. But it is still crazy to spend more than 3 whole days, no matter if it's separated or or combined, or just at once, at wind speeds of more than 157 miles per hour. Going away from wind speeds, Allen at the time held the second lowest pressure in the entirety of the Atlantic Basin history. Now, as of the time that I have recorded this video at least, so far, Allen has the 5th lowest pressure in the entirety of the Atlantic, so not really too far off from when it was set. Lastly, Allen's name would be retired, and I honestly wish I could make this up. Allen was replaced with Andrew, which is that's something. And Andrew, of course, would be a Category 5 in 1992. Allen is one of only 7 retired A names, with Andrew, of course, being one of those 7 as well. Allen also holds a perfect HSI record of 50 out of 50. That is added to maximum, not upon landfall, of course, with 25 for intensity and 25 for wind size as well. The only other storm to ever do this, I believe, is... Oh my goodness. There's another... I have managed to completely blank. I think it's Gilbert of 1988 that also reached a perfect 50 out of 50 on the HSI. However, I cannot confirm that. All I'll really need to do is just look at the source that I have for this. That'll be in the description, and I'll get that answer. However, the biggest thing for me is that no other tropical system in the entirety of the Atlantic Basin has ever reached or exceeded, because Allen didn't exceed, 190 miles per hour. Many storms have gotten close. Quite a few hurricanes have reached 180 and 185. However, none have gotten within 5 miles per hour of, or I'll just say within 4 miles per hour of Allen. 190 miles per hour is a relatively common 1 minute sustained for typhoons. However, it is absolutely not the normal in the Atlantic. 180 isn't the normal in the Atlantic. 185 isn't. So that is a very, very special hurricane, Alan is. With that being said, folks, that is all that I have for Hurricane Alan. I hope that you learned something from this video. I absolutely did while researching it, especially about that Austin tornado. And I hope to see you in the next one. And I appreciate all of you for watching.